So today I'm going to do some microgreens, and the first thing I'm going to do is I've measured out for each portion that I'm going to plant. So I've third it off. I've used this to this little spackler thing that you use on drywall to even out the dirt, and then I've sectioned it. And the first one I got is peas. Now these peas, and then I got sunflowers. These are black oil seed sunflowers. These are speckling peas. And this is just some honeydew seeds that I saved from the supermarket. So what I'm going to do, instead of spreading these out into these areas now, on this, like peas and sunflowers and bigger stuff like this, see the black seed sunflower. So, and the peas are really hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak them for a day. So I put a little bit of water. This is an old juice bottle, and I'm just going to put the seeds in there and let them soak overnight. So that'll be step one on this microgreen setup. I want some pea sprouts, some sunflower sprouts, and some honeydew sprouts for a variety of my salads. So I'll get to that in a minute, and these will go into the bottles of water that I fill them up. And when I get ready tomorrow, I will just pour the water out into the actual tray along with the seeds and spread them out with the putty knife for drywall. Okay, so you can see I'm loading up the seeds, and it's nice to have a little funnel on it. And it's just easier to go ahead and just do it this way. Really don't spread them all over my arm. Forgot to grab it earlier. There we go. Then I'll just put the cap on where we put it. Right here. And I'm just going to shake it up a little bit, and then I'll place these in a row like that, let them sit overnight, and this will help sprout them quicker and get your microgreens going quicker. Okay, day 2 of microgreens, sunflowers, peas, and honeydews. Now, I'm going to show you a real easy trick, and I've already done the peas. I forgot to turn the camera on, sorry guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and wet this area up, and you can see the seeds are just coming right out right here. Like that. Now, the peas were a lot easier, but these didn't come out as well as I wanted them to. I gotta admit that. So I'm just going to use my fingers to spread them around with. And I probably didn't get enough sunflowers here, but we'll work on that. Yeah. You know, one thing when you do microgreens like this, you don't want to stack the seeds on top of each other. So you want to try to push them out and get them spread out all even. And you can use that little spatula, or you can just use the palm of your hand and push down on them. This one didn't come out as well as I wanted to, but oh well, that's perfect. Since I'm not selling these to anybody in a big nice tray, they don't have to look beautiful and like that. So if I miss a few spots, I'm still going to get the same amount of growth. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with the honeydews. And if you do it right, you can just go around and they'll spread out for you without you having to even touch them. I just got a little overzealous on that part right there. And yeah, put some over here. I got way more of these than I probably should have got, but who cares? But you can see how easy it is to spread these out after you've soaked them with these bottles. If I can get them all out. There's one. But These have been thoroughly soaked now, so one more to go. It's going to be a bugger. There we go. See, nobody's perfect, not even drop. So I'm just going to push them around to get them a little spread out. And they're already been soaked, and so they're already primed. So I'm not even going to bother to spray them today, because there's already enough water in the tray and everything, and which is good. Get this. The reason why you do them in sets instead of throwing them all in here at once, well, you could if you wanted to, but if you want to snip off a certain type, you already know where they're at. For instance, let's turn around this way, that's better. Okay, so there's the peas, and like I said, just push them down with the palm of your hand to get them flat. Now a lot of people just take a tray and put it on top, and the same reason why they do that is to get them all the same height. Because like I said, if you're going to sell these commercially to a restaurant, which is usually what usually buys microgreens, they're all spread out, and all I'm going to do is cover this tray until I get, like on my broccoli microgreens, until they get to a certain height, and then I'll uncover them to green them up. And after the water leaves, the next set of leaves makes these microgreens. If you go from the water leaf to another leaf and then another leaf, that's when they turn into baby greens. Now, peas are not that great as baby greens. They're real good as microgreens. These black oil sunflowers are great as microgreens. They're not great as a baby green. And the honeydews, well, they're good as a microgreen also. So this is going to be a total microgreen tray, and it can be harvested and frozen and thrown into food later, but I like to eat it fresh. Okay, so that's day 2 of microgreens, sunflowers, peas, and honeydews. And every day I'm going to show you the progression of this, along with the other one, the broccoli microgreens. So you're going to get a lot of shorts, so you can watch and see how they grow every day. And then I'm going to do a compilation of both of these microgreen growing into one video for each one of these, for each one of the, this microgreen set, and also for the broccoli microgreens. Thanks for watching, and day 3 is coming around real soon. Okay, so this is day 4, and you can see the peas are starting to sprout, and they're getting quite big. So I'm going to push them around a little bit, flatten them out. Now normally people, they just go ahead and put a tray on top here, and then you put up bricks on both ends to flatten them down until they spread out real good, but I'm not selling these commercially, so I'm not doing that. I can see that I'm getting some sprouts from my sunflowers, but they're incredibly wet, and there's really enough moisture in here that I really don't need to spray these yet. So there's quite a bit of water in here, so if I go any more than this and push them in there, they might just rot and I'll have a smelly mess. Looking at these seeds, these haven't sprouted yet. Some things germinate a lot slower than other things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover them up tonight, and I'm not going to bother to spray them because there's already enough moisture in the soil here. I probably should use less water next time when I do this. I'd probably double the water I needed. And so this is day 4, and we'll see how this progresses by day 5. But it all comes together. I'm just gonna have to leave this alone and let it dry out a little bit, and I might even just uncover it tonight just so it will dry out a little bit, because if I don't, it may rot some of the seeds, and I don't want that to happen. They're wet enough as it is, and they'll grow just fine. These are some mistakes that people make, just overwatering, and that will ruin your microgreens. I'm hoping I didn't put too much water in. If nothing else, I'll have to put soil down on the top of it and let them pop out naturally. Thanks. Okay, so this is day 14 of the peas and sunflowers. And then the honeydews sprouted, but they haven't put out any leaves yet. So I've covered them with dirt, just like we would cover them with a tray, so they get more time to produce. But these pea shoots right here are perfect, and they're right time to cut your salads. They don't go any bigger than that, and they get a little tough. Right now they're tender and they taste real good. They smell real good. So that's day 14. It'll be about a couple more days before the sunflowers will be ready. They're still popping out of the shells. And you can see that they're not as tall as the peas, so we'll be cutting some of the pea shoots out on this side so they won't overcast on top of the sunflowers. So day 14, peas, sunflowers, black seed, oil, sunflowers, and honeydews.